something that really perked my ears up as we were talking about the NFC North this morning.
Well, I believe this is the most competitive division in football. And I think the team that's going to really surprise a lot of people is the Minnesota Vikings. I think Kyler Murray, that addition right there. You talk about the Bears going, I've been that team that has won the division before, and then you go from being the hunters to being the hunted. I don't know if the Bears can sustain. You got the most talented, and arguably I think at the end of this season, I think we may say that Kyler Murray is the most talented quarterback within that division. You pair here with Kevin O'Connell with the weapons that he has, a tight end and T.J. Hawkinson, you have Jefferson, you have Addison, then they go out and get a gritty guy like Jawan Jennings. I think the sky's the limit for Kyler Murray. When you're doing all that, you're going to have little Mandalorian running around here for 25 seconds with guys that's one-on-one down the field.
That's fascinating to me. I haven't had anyone else say that. People have speculated about, maybe he'll play well, maybe he has a resurgence, a rebirth. It's an interesting quarterback room. I haven't heard anyone say they think he's going to be that level of good. Do you?
Yeah, I believe it. Look, I said initially, remember, when they were flirting around with this possibility of signing him, that if they sign him, this isn't a competition. It's over for J.J. McCarthy. Yeah. Not necessarily because, maybe they have thrown in the towel, but I think Kyler Murray's that good. And when Kevin McCarthy comes out, and rather Kevin O'Connell comes out and says, when you watch the tape, his skill set does fit what I do. Some people say, no, it doesn't. He says it does. You know it's in his best interest to make this work out and make this work out in a big way. I think this could supercharge that offense.
I'm thinking back to the draft of the year before.
Yeah.
And you were saying when they took all the quarterbacks and they wound up with McCarthy.
Yeah.
You were the one telling me whoever winds up in Minnesota is the one winding up in the best place.
Absolutely.
Well, now it's taken 2 years, but now it's Kyler Murray who's wound up in Minnesota.
It sure has. Look, between Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown, we've talked about them extensively on this show. I think those two guys are superstars. I think Josh is going to be a head coach here very soon. So I still think it's the best situation for any quarterback to go into, young or old.
Greedy, what's interesting about Kyler Murray, he was a great baseball and football player. For the first time in his career, he felt his athletic mortality. Typically, when someone's that talented, still in the prime of his career, whatever he has, where you get the best of it, to lose point, he's in an ideal situation. And when we're talking about a redemptive story this season, it very likely could be Kyler Murray.
All right, so it's fascinating because you see the Bears
Put the PlayStation up, Greeny. Tell them no PlayStation, no Call of Duty.
Jared Goff might be one of the most disrespected quarterbacks ever to play football. I mean, he's the definition of just middle of the pack, mundane, 10, like the 10th, 9th, 8th, 10th quarterback in the league. Like you had ESPN say that Kyler Murray might be the most talented quarterback in Minnesota. It's this team coming up. Even when the Lions was the team where they were saying they could be the surprise team a few seasons ago, it was hesitant. And obviously they had never won a division before, but they getting disrespected again. When the Bears won it, the Green Bay, but they are overlooking the Detroit Lions again. And I think a lot of it, the reputation of the SOL Lions to the media is gone. I think the Lions are being overlooked because they don't think Jared Goff can get it done. And Jared Goff got to take this personal. For them to come in and say a guy that they had to pay to watch film or take money from to watch film away from a guy that was cast away from Arizona and watch the black Jared Goff, Jacoby Brissett do better than he did. He come to your division, and also it's a lot of J.J. McCarthy disrespect there too. He come to the division and they talking about he better than you. I think he didn't beat Kyler Murray a couple times. He better than you. He got Jawan Jennings. Who give a fuck up? Like they got Greg Jennings. Jawan. Who's that? His step cousin? Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, NFC North Talk playlist. And if you Jordan Love, you okay, I'm having a little bit of trouble in crunch time and I'm having a little bit of trouble in crunch time, but he ain't fucking with me. If you Caleb Williams, come on, you see what I did last year? Had DJ Moore kept running that route, I would have been in the NFC Championship game. And the consensus is Jared Goff is the least talented quarterback in his division. He's put up monstrous numbers, and nobody gives him credit for putting up monstrous numbers because he got everything that he need. He got a Jahmyr Gibbs. He had a David Montgomery. He had a Sam Laporta. He had a Jamison Williams. He had a Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had all these weapons, and they just it's really the weapons. It's not you. It was really Ben Johnson. It's not you. He lost Ben Johnson last year, still put up good numbers. Lost Sam Laporta. Lost Tim Patrick. They pretty much phased out Dave Montgomery. Offensive line wasn't great last year, and he still put up really good numbers. And it's just like, you didn't win. So for him, you got to take these things personal, man. You got to take these things personal because, it's been plenty of people. Justin Herbert don't never get no sweat on his name. He put up all these glorious numbers. He get praised for it, and then he slip, he fall, and he can't get up. And he ain't in no glamour division. I mean, if you say the Detroit Lions of the AFC, you probably gonna say Cleveland, but don't forget about the Chargers. They ain't been shit. They've been known for having good uniforms, pretty uniforms. And you come in here and you tell me, a Detroiter, by the way, Bart Scott is from Detroit. Can't wait. He from Detroit. And he telling you ain't shit. Everybody is basically saying you're the least talented quarterback in NFC North. What you gonna do about it? You need everything perfect just to have a chance, just to lose an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl or lose the Super Bowl. Like, come on. If it wasn't for Todd Gurley, you wouldn't have been there. At some point, where do you sit here and you say, man, I take this shit personal? Do we take it personal? He just seems as a guy, I let it roll. At this point, bro, ATPG, at this point, you need to start like putting motherfuckers on a motherfucking poster at this point. Put these motherfuckers on a t-shirt. Putting them and give them, you need to start popping your shit. Because when you let people play with your names, the way the media play with your name, when you start frying these dudes this season, bro, you need to start letting call these dudes out. The humbleness it got to stop because they're not going to stop disrespecting you. Or at least when you win a Super Bowl in Detroit, call these dudes out. They playing with your name. They playing with you, dog. And he letting them play with his name. Come on, man. Where's the fire at? It's, I hear what people say. Nah, man, it's Detroit. Why people love Cade Cunningham so much? Because he has a way of letting people checking motherfuckers and letting niggas know but I'm still gonna be humble. Goff gotta start popping this shit because the disrespect is wild, bro. The disrespect that they get is wild because it ain't that you play for the Lions no more. The narrative is we not a Super Bowl team because Goff is our quarterback. I would say that's not completely true or true for real. It's just been the injuries. If they can stay healthy, they always look good on defensively. People say, defense. I'm like, damn, they be drafting defense. What you want? Terrion, Rackstraw, Branch, Kirby Joseph, Jack Campbell, Aiden Hutchinson, Elaine McNeil. Like, goddamn, that's 7 real good players right there. Well, we ain't seen Rackstraw play in Terrion, but there's about 5 really good players that I just named that they drafted. That they drafted. Jack Campbell right now is the best inside linebacker in football. When healthy, Kirby Joseph and Branch is 2 of the best safeties in football. They don't get ranked that way because they consider dirty, but I don't consider them dirty. Aiden Hutchinson, one of the best pass rushers, but overall football players in football. Lane McNeil, good football player. Before he got injured, he was balling. Come on, man. They've done a lot of good work. It just, they be falling down like toy soldiers. Like toy soldiers. When that on Eminem show, that was my favorite album by him. But at some point, man, you a man at the end of the day, dog. At some point, you got to start putting these motherfuckers on a shirt. They playing with you, Jared Goff, and what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? I don't know if you ever watched that show, Prime. What was the name of that show? Oh man, it's a good show. Season 2, I don't know. We ain't like season 2 so much. I'm gonna finish it though. I forget the name of the show. Forget it. It was about the black family that had moved out to East Compton back in the day. Good show. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is right now. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. I want y'all to go. But yeah, Goff gotta let stop people playing with his name. Real talk. You gotta let people start playing with your name. Hold on. Yeah, that's the brother's name. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you the name of the show because the dude Luke James is in it. I couldn't remember his name, but I remember it now. It is called Them. He in season 2 though, but Them. Great show. Great show for my brothers and sisters. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description. Say find me everywhere from Instagram, Facebook, Kick. I add TikTok in there. I do a smidget of work there, but we are having really much fun on Facebook, so you should join over there. Peace.
Your most recent tweet, shall we? Just 2 names with the word "and" in the middle of it, and just say, "Hey, world, go ahead and guess what I'm doing." Jared Goff and Jordan Love. Okay, so Dana, let's start here. Jared Goff and Jordan Love.
Well, I saw that Bart Scott, I believe on Get Up this morning, said that he could see that Kyler's the best quarterback in the division at the end of the year. Okay. And I'm just like, has Jared Goff and Jordan Love, are they not playing in the NFC North anymore?
Yeah, Caleb.
And Caleb. But I think those guys are more accomplished than Caleb. You know, Caleb obviously has a chance to take a big step in year 3, but
Kyler. Gotcha. And did they just read this? So do you have a deal with them?
Whoa. Tone. That's not
Kyler
real.
been to the playoffs?
That's not true.
Has Kyler been to the playoffs?
Okay, Tone, so just to reiterate, because I was asking you about this whole stuff, you said Kyler Murray.
I said Caleb's
Caleb
already
more successful than Kyler Murray?
Yep, I did.
Fascinating.
Okay. No, dude. Kyler Murray's played like a top 5 quarterback multiple times in his career. Maybe not over the course of the full season, but he's had
Pro Bowls,
2-month stretches. Kyler has been a top 10 quarterback for the majority, maybe top 12 quarterback for the majority of his career.
So you'd rather have him over Caleb moving forward? What? Good question.
Who's more accomplished, though? Hold on.
More accomplished? I mean,
no.
It would be Kyler. Just he's played longer.
Yes.
He's had more opportunities. But to Tone's point, that's a great question. Would you rather have Caleb or Kyler? Kyler got to win a QB competition coming up. I would take Caleb right now going forward over Kyler, but
with Ben Johnson, Kyler with Kevin O'Connell, we have not seen
2 great play callers.
Holy hell!
Good TV, Dan. You're doing a great job.
But D-Butt, if you were ranking the NFC North quarterbacks 1 through 4, right now,
who are you putting at 1? You're putting Jared Goff at 1.
Goff at 1.
I would put Goff at 1, Love at 2, and that would be a clear 1-2 for me. And then there would be a gap in my, honestly, belief. And then I would go Kyler at 3, Caleb at 4. No, you know what? I go Caleb at 3, Kyler at 4.
Okay, so we just made all the answers. We all came to the same kind of
I go Caleb at 2.
conclusion there.